Coach Stelfo, he said that he told his guys at halftime to just go out there and play 60 minutes of football. He says, we haven't played well from everything that McNeese is doing. He said the turnovers, the broken coverage, anytime that you turn the ball over, you've got to know that you've got to come back and rebound from it, and we didn't. He said Chasen has not had a good game. They need to try to get focused and hopefully come out and be the second half team that they're known for. 68% is the amount of wins that come from the home team in the Southland Conference, and Northwestern State University sitting at 0-4 coming into tonight's game are looking for that statistic to play into their favor. But when it comes to the Southeastern Lions, Coach Stelfo says that 0-4 means nothing to them because they know what this team is capable of and they're prepared for it. He knows that it all starts with both of these quarterbacks. You look at Shelton Epler and then, of course, Chase and Virgil and what they've been able to do, not just on the field, but off the field as a leader as well. And he's talk about the gutsy calls and the confidence that your coach has in you all as players when you have an onside kick that obviously was a really big turning point for this game. How much do you all practice those types of situations? And I spoke to both coaches earlier this week and asked them, is the trophy a huge motivation factor heading into this matchup? They both agreed that it is, and not just for bragging rights or those recruiting tools, but really for the fact that all of these guys, or most of them, are from the state of Louisiana, so they played high school ball or had other training camps together, and so that adds a fun spark to the rivalry as well. Guys, we'll go ahead and send it back. Well, guys, Coach Stelfo said that one thing that he's really preached to his team is responding to those mishaps. He said that's not something that they did well last season, and it really was a wake-up call when the clock hit 0 in Thibodaux and they got their tails kicked, and it's exactly what they just did, responding to that fumble earlier that resulted in a Demons touchdown, going back and getting that score really big for the Lions. Guys, I just spoke to the trainers for Northwestern State University, asking them about Gavin Landry, who came off the field, looked like he was limping a little bit. They were working on that left knee. He was doing some mobility drills on the sideline. It seemed to be giving him some discomfort and pain. They did tell me that his return is doubtful. Coach, I know how important it is for you all to be able to capitalize on those opportunities, being able to recover those fumbles. Just talk about how much momentum that gave your team. Well, guys, most of us know how Chase Forcade is a huge competitor, doesn't like to make mistakes. After he threw that interception, he came on the sideline, threw his helmet down, obviously expressing a lot of frustration. His offensive coordinator came over, Rob Christoval, looked at his entire offense, said, guys, you just need to settle down. We're all right. We just need to go out there and make plays. We make plays, they make plays. It's how it goes, but we do need to do a better job understanding those certain situations, guys.
Thanks so much.
Well, guys, we've talked a lot about the coaching staff and their admiration for Cody Ogeron, but what did the quarterback have to say about how he feels about starting today? Well, he told me, of course, he's anxious, a few nerves, as it is the first week of football. It's a big thing for him. Obviously, this is a big deal as he settles into that starting role. But he says overall, he's ready for this. He was born to do this job. He truly feels like he's prepared. And overall, he has a lot of confidence in the game plan that Coach Gilbert has brought to the table. He said, really, at the end of the day, it's just all about going out there and executing. And if they can do that, they can be successful. Coach Laird just telling us that Shelton Epler, he's a quarterback that is a timing quarterback. He's going to throw it on time regardless of the route. And in order for them to be successful, he says those guys just got to be in the right spots because that ball is going to come out before they break. And that's what happened on that touchdown. And Fan, I know that you can reiterate on that a little bit more.
This one fired into shorts. Yeah, sometimes you'll see an interception and you think, why would the quarterback throw that ball? But in fact, it's the receiver who made the wrong break.
And I know that, Cody, you came into tonight's game telling us that Coach Gilbert really does a good job making the plays to your style. And what was it like to be able to come out here tonight and really show what you can do? Well, Coach, you don't see Chase Forcade throw too many interceptions, but when he does, he responds immediately. Talk about how he pulled it together on the next drive. Let's talk about Austin Mitchell. Wow, what a great weapon to have on offense, especially in those tough third down conversions. Talk about what he brings to the table for your team. Well, guys, the energy from this Northwestern State sideline is just exuding. They are on fire right now. They absolutely love the momentum they have going, and Coach Laird does as well, obviously. He went behind the bench just now before the kickoff and looked at all of his guys, rallied them together and said, don't lose the faith, keep it up, go out there and play hard every single down. That's right, guys. Well, McNeese knew that coming into this game and had a great possibility of being a shootout like it is so far, but they have a lot of things going in their favor. The past 5 matchups have been determined by the home team. Also, McNeese is 2-0 on the year when they have not committed a turnover, which they have not this game. First of all, Chase, and we talked to Coach Stelfo about it at halftime, and one of the things he says about this team that you all do so well is you come out in the second half and you really respond to the mishaps, if there were any in the first half, And tonight, you all came out more powerful, more determined, especially offensively. What was the difference? And I want to talk about one thing that Coach Rebo said to us coming into this game. He said in the past several years that you are the main reason for their success. What does it mean to hear something like that? Talk about the passing game and how your offense has been clicking. That's right, guys. Well, Kyron Sutton is one of those guys that just gets better with repetition. Over the summer, he and Cody Ogeron spent hours out here just passing the ball back and forth to each other. He ran a bunch of routes. Cody worked with him day in and day out to really build that chemistry. He says that's what really makes him great, going out here and really knowing the guy who's throwing to you. That way you can have timing just perfect, guys.